Hi guys, I am Advocate Kavya Jhawar and I am here to present another video in the series of uploading videos. So the topic which I have chosen today is a very recent judgment delivered by a two-judge bench of the Supreme Court on 13th October 2022 in the case titled Ashad Shifa versus State of Karnataka and others. The judgment was delivered by a two-judge bench comprising of Justice Hemant Gupta and Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia. So, Justice Hemant Gupta, before retirement, was his last judgment, and according to me, this is a very progressive judgment. I'll tell you why. So, to begin with, I would tell you the basic issue which was involved in the present set of appeals. The issue was whether women of Islamic faith should be allowed to wear hijab, that is a headscarf to cover their head, inside the college premises and the classroom, or it is not an essential religious practice and it could be done away with. And the ban which was imposed by the Karnataka government via an order of via a GO, government order of 5th February 2022 was justified. So the Supreme Court in this case has given a split verdict. Split verdict as in one judge has taken one view and another judge has taken a contrary view. So Justice Hemant Gupta has said that wearing of hijab is not a part of essential religious practice and it could be done away with. So inside the classroom, what is of utmost importance is that you should allow uniformity to be maintained, not allowing any religious practice to be shown in any form inside the classroom. Whereas Justice Sudhanshu Dhulia has taken a completely contrary view, saying that it is the fundamental right to practice religion of any citizen of this country, and the girls should be allowed to wear headscarf inside the classroom, and the education should not be given priority to that of religion. So this is the split verdict which has been given by the Supreme Court. Now, before going to the findings of the Supreme Court and the High Court, I would like to give you a brief fact of this particular case so as to be more clear of what happened, why this issue arose, and what was eventually decided by the court. So the basic facts are the issue arose in a Karnataka university, pre-university education, that is 10+1, 10+2 schools, rather called colleges in the state of Karnataka. What has happened is the college had a clear policy that none of the religious symbols or none of the students should wear any sort of religious symbols inside the classroom, and which was very well agreed by the parents as well as the students at the time of taking admissions. So what the college would do, that they would allow a student to wear any sort of religious thing, so like hijab, inside the campus, but they would not allow the same to be worn inside the classroom. So before the COVID started, when the colleges were functional, girls used to come wearing hijab inside the campus, but they used to remove the same before entering the class. They used to study in the classes without wearing hijab, and then when they again left for their home, they would wear the headscarf. So the whole issue arose post-COVID, when the classes resumed, when there was a demand by the students and the parents to allow the girls of Islamic religion to wear hijab, not only in the premises of the college but also inside the classroom. There was a stern demand by the students that if they were not allowed to wear hijab inside the classroom, they are reluctant to take classes. They even avoided taking classes, and they even did not appear in the exams, which costed them the entire year. But then they were very much stern on this fact that they would not attend the class without wearing hijab. Now, this led to the government coming up with a GO dated February 2022, which had mentioned that a public school should have a particular uniform which has been prescribed by the state. A private school or a college would have a particular uniform which the authorities would decide. And for pre-university education institute, there would be a college development committee who would decide what uniform to be worn by the students when they come to attend the classes. Now, it is important to note who are the members of this college development committee. It consists of members of Legislative Assembly, student representatives, and the faculty members. So when the decision was taken of not allowing the hijab to be a hijab or any religious symbol to be worn inside the classroom, was not solely of a particular head of the institute or a particular group of society, but it was it was debated, it was taken consideration of various opinions of the students as well as the faculty members and the members of Legislative Assembly. After a detailed examination of various facts in place in the campus, in the classroom, the government came via a GO dated 5th of February 2022 to decide that a particular uniform should be prescribed in the college campuses. Now this GO has also been in challenge before the High Court and the Supreme Court. Now the main thing which was to be decided by the courts, including the High Court and the Supreme Court, was that whether wearing of hijab would be a part of essential religious practice of Islamic faith or not. So to begin with, I would say there are 4 indicators which are very much essential to come to the conclusion whether a particular practice would fall within the ambit of ERP, that is essential religious practice. Firstly, the practice should be fundamental to the religion, very much necessary to the religion. Secondly, it should have been followed since time immemorial, that is, its foundation should be before religion or it has to be co-founded with religion. Thirdly, it has to be followed by all the members of the particular religion compulsorily. And fourthly, it has to be written in some sort of holy granths like Qurans or the scriptures. Only then it can be followed by all the members of a particular community. Now, unless and until all these 4 indicators are there, a practice cannot be claimed as an essential religious practice. So, to come to the conclusion of deciding on ERP thing, the High Court as well as Supreme Court have gone to the extent of examining Quran and various verses. So, I would like to point out 2-3 important verses which have been examined by the courts. First, one of the verses of the Quran state, there should be no compulsion whatsoever in religion. A person should be free to do what he chooses and should not be forced to do anything. There is another verse of the Quran which says that wearing of hijab is only recommendatory. It is for the protection and safety and integrity of the women, and it is not made compulsory. So it is left completely to the choice of women whether she wants to wear hijab or not. So and it is nowhere written in Quran that wearing of hijab is mandatory. So out of the 4 requirements, 3 requirements here are gone away with, because there is not anything written in scriptures of making hijab compulsory. It has not been followed by all the members of the particular sect since time immemorial and compulsorily, and there is no compulsion whatsoever. So the judgment which has been given by Justice Hemant Gupta has very well reasoned itself on the premises that merely because practice has been followed since a long time does not automatically ipse dixit make it quantify within the ambit of ERP. There has to be various other factors which has to be looked into and taken into consideration. It should be shown that if the particular practice is not followed, the essence of the religion will lost and it will jeopardize that religion to the deterrent of the followers of that particular religion. So if we look at the fact that wearing of hijab, if the hijab is not allowed to be worn by the girls, it will nowhere affect the religion. It will not act as a deterrent or jeopardize the religion to change a substantial part of religion. So Justice Gupta has very well reasoned his order on the said premises, examining the definition of religion, what is uniform, why is it necessary, and one of the reasons which has been given by him is that it is very essential at that stage where the girls are right now studying, that is 10+1, 10+2. to uphold the feeling of fraternity, brotherhood, equality among people. So if they are forced to wear hijab, where would fraternity go? There should be a particular uniform which has been prescribed by the colleges or the institution to make the students feel that they are equal. And when an atmosphere of equality is created, the students can learn, mingle together with each other, not by any religious symbol being worn by them, but by the feeling that they are equal, they are not superior to anyone or they are not inferior to anyone. So this is the whole concept why Justice Hemant Gupta has upheld the ban on wearing of hijab. Now, I would also like to point out one important thing here is that the High Court, Karnataka High Court, has very well given a distinction which has been even upheld by considered by the Supreme Court, the difference between religion and culture. So what the High Court says that at best this practice can be described as something which has been culturally accepted, which means which has been followed by the people and adopted by a people by a particular way of life, and it is not compulsory, not mentioned in the scriptures. Whereas religion is something related to God, which has been written in the scriptures and has to be compulsorily followed by all. The same is nowhere written in the scriptures, not followed by all, and hence at best it could be a cultural practice but not a religion practice, so as to make it qualify within the ambit of essential religious practice. Conclude with and give my opinion, I would like to say that what the Karnataka High Court has held and what Justice Hemant Gupta has upheld is very much progressive in today's time. The whole thing, and if you read the judgment, you will see what factors are being analyzed by the High Court and the Supreme Court, Justice Hemant Gupta's judgment, and you will see that it is a progressive oriented approach. Why the women should be solely responsible to uphold a particular religion, to maintain the dignity of a particular religion. Why the women is being bombarded with fulfilling all sorts of practices and customs to uphold the integrity and morality of religion. It should be not. Why should be the women be the one who is bombarded with all sorts of things and is bombarded with the fact that they should have to do this or else the religion will lose its significance. It should not be based on a particular women following something or not following something that your religion will lose its significance. It should be such an approach that the community as a whole should follow some things which will make the religion to not lose its significance and not just the women. Why should be women made puppets at the hands of the society and so-called thekedars or the bearers of religion? It should be not. So according to me, this is a very progressive judgment in need of the earth. Yes, definitely right to religion is there, but right to religion under Article 25 also is not absolute and it comes with reasonable restrictions. So the reasonable restrictions has been applied in this case and held that wearing of hijab is not a part of essential religious practice and the women should not be burdened with unnecessary practices which hinder her progress and development. So thank you. Read the judgment. Jai Hind.